welcome to the Red River Valley of North Dakota. A land flowing with milk and honey. You're watching Beet Farmin Mitch. Well, hello sugar beet lovers, this is Beet Farmin Mitch. Thanks for watching today, and also just a reminder, if you enjoy the videos, please hit the like and subscribe. That helps me immensely. But we have a lot of big things happening right now. We've got wheat harvest just about to roll, and we've got sugar beet pre-pile starting next week. So there's endless amounts of work to be done. First thing on the list is we got to finish the combines, make sure everything's ready to go. So we got our 9230 here and our 8240. These both have MacDon FD 145s. These are 145 foot, never mind, 45 foot. That would be a little absurd, 145 feet. 45 foot headers. So these are flex drapers, so we use them for our soybeans, edible beans, and our wheat. So we pretty much went through our combines heart and soul lately. We did the oil, fuel filters, that kind of thing. Got the couple of the headers strapped on. Today I actually just calibrated the sieves in this one. Wait a minute, was that a flagship? Okay, so I gotta preface this by saying, when I was a kid, we had 3 1482 pull type combines, family farm. We still are. Times have changed. It's kind of crazy. So my dad, his beloved 2388, blessed that combine. We sold it and we upgraded to another flagship. So now our family, we've got 3 flagship combines. I'll be running one, my uncle will be in the other, my dad will be in the third. So this one, I just got done going through it. The shop kind of went through this one before we got it, but I just kind of wanted to double check settings. The chains were looking a little dry, sprayed those. You know, wanted to make sure we were in our right settings, that kind of thing. Of course, got some spare parts and new tools from my dad's toolbox here. Boxes of sickle teeth, bolts. I'm gonna hop in the 9230 here. We're gonna park it out of the way over there, and then we're gonna get in the new 8240 we picked up. New to us, not very new, 2015. Well, that's pretty new. And then we're gonna clip this header on, run everything. I gotta do header calibration and kind of make sure everything's set right for my dad. The most important thing when you're backing up a combine is to just go by faith, don't even look behind you, and try and hit as much stuff as possible. Backing the auger into the bin's usually a pretty good idea. How are we looking? Blow until you hear a crunch. Yeah, we don't like to park under this massive cottonwood tree, because if that sucker ever loses a branch and it smashes the combine, it wouldn't be very cheap tree removal. Alright, I'm going to teach you how to hook up a combine header. So as you can see, I pulled the combine up and basically I just lowered it down and made sure I was hooked onto that bar up here with the feeder house of the combine, and it latched straight on there. But it's not locked. I got to lock it, hook up the PTO. This is what actually runs the header, as well as the hydraulics that also runs it, and some lights and different things like that. I like to spray a little WD-40 or some lubricant onto the PTO shaft before I hook it up. It seems like it slides off and on a little easier. This is how you lock the header onto the machine so that it doesn't fall off. This is kind of a handy little thing. The hydraulic hookups on this combine and header, you just hook this whole unit in instead of having to hook individual hoses up. And so for wheat, we like to leave these tires down. If you're flex combining, you would lift those up all the way. we'd like them off the ground. You can flip this and convert it to a header trailer. So if we're just traveling a mile or two on gravel, we'll just leave them on. But if we're traveling far, going across highways or something, we have to switch to road mode and pull them with the combine or a pickup, typically the combine. So this will actually unlock it. If you're gonna tow it, you put it in the lock position. There's one on the other side. It's a mean thrashing machine right there. Okay, so we're hooked up. We'll hop in the cab here and do a header calibration. First time this header has ever been on this combine. So I suppose before we do anything, we should test it. This is the up and down. Of course that works because that's the combine itself, and the tilt should be the same. Yeah. But the reel is run on the hydraulic system, so you'll be able to see me up, down, back, forward, right on. Don't see any leaks, so that's a good sign. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unfold the grain tank and I'm gonna unfold the auger. Like to test everything, make sure everything works before we go out in the field and it's a disaster. Okay, so if I'm on these run screens here, this is basically all the information I need to know about the combine. Lots of information about the machine here, basic engine harvesting information. You can kind of customize this how you like. This is kind of your field selection button, average moisture, total area, GPS, and then this is kind of more threshing information. You got your sieves, and these are all, you know, different settings you have to do when you operate a combine. You have to switch and dial these things in right. And it changes based on the crop conditions. This is mostly engine information and other miscellaneous information. Because yeah, when you go and harvest one type of crop, like wheat say, you can't just pull into a soybean field soon after and just start going. You gotta like switch a lot of stuff mechanically with the machine and switch a bunch of different settings. And actually I got this little handy crop cart today at the case dealer. So this is just kind of a rough idea of, you know, if you're having some troubles with things or if you got to set a crop a certain way. So if we go to wheat, oh, wrong card. If we go to wheat there, it'll give you kind of a rough idea. I run the RPMs for the rotor about 1,000, hard thresh is 1050, so I figure 1,000's pretty good. And you know, some of this information you go by and then the rest of it you just kind of dial in yourself. And I actually managed to load all our GPS lines in here, so we'll see how it works if things are gonna communicate well with each other. So we'll go back to calibrations. I mentioned we have to do a header calibration. Look at that, boom, first one. Park combine with engine running and header level to ground. You know, I think I could probably be on a better level surface. I'm gonna back out into the gravel. Okay, so I'm on about the most level spot in the yard as possible. We will begin again. Okay, park combine with engine running and header level to ground. Header will move automatically, stand clear. Is anybody around? No cats, no dogs, a couple mice, but who cares about them? But I think now it's basically just kind of calculating the up and down values of how much hydraulic flow to put onto the down and up functions and different functions with the header. Also, I definitely have a full tank of fuel, so I'm not sure why that's low. 45 feet, that's a crazy thing. I remember when I was a kid, these combines first came out and I was like, man, if our farm had one of those, holy cow. And don't forget your cherry air freshener, guys. Goes good with the red leather. So I'm not sure if this is something you have to do every year with the header calibration. Any other flagship guys out there know, because I'm not 100% certain. This is the first time this one has ever been hooked on this combine, so I know it needs to be done every year with this. But I'm pretty sure the combine remembered my header when I switched from this one to my sunflower header and vice versa. It automatically switched to the hydraulic flow and all that. So I don't think it needs to be calibrated every year, but maybe I should. I don't know. What do you think? Well, I think we're good then. Let's test her out. Oh yeah, that's about the right flow. I like it. How about down? Oh yeah, nice and smooth. I like it. Well, let's back up so we don't blow straw all over the yard. And let's run this puppy and make sure we got everything set right. We're gonna start this guy up. So to start it up, you hit this switch here, keep her down low. I started probably a little bit up. You can see my rotor speed's increasing there. And then as I throttle up, we'll go just up a little bit just to run the header and make sure here. Then you flip this one for your header. Well, I think we'll fold everything back up and park it. Tonight, I still have one more job, so I'm gonna head home and we'll get her done. The last job on the list. Oh, the garden.
Hello.
Ah, look who's home. Hi, honey.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. How are you doing?
He said we went shopping.
Oh, shopping. Planning for next year's seed and fertilizer purchases already.
Something like that.
Well, everybody, thank you for joining me on my little expedition of getting the flagship combines ready and ending with tuning up the garden. This is Beet Farmin Mitch.
And Beet Farmin Jenny.
And
Beet Farmin Baby.
don't forget to keep it sweet.